What if the biggest discovery of your life is that you're not living in real time? What if the you making choices is just an afterimage of what's already happened? Stay with me for the next few minutes, because what you're about to hear will shake your trust in perception, time, and even free will. Most of us assume we experience the world instantly, like a live broadcast. But neuroscience says otherwise. By the time you think this is happening right now, it's already history about half a second old. That's longer than the blink between one frame and the next at a movie theater. But here's a twist. Your brain doesn't just play back a delayed recording. It edits, smooths, and delivers a polished highlight reel you call the present. Signals from your eyes, ears, and skin travel to your brain at different speeds. Instead of showing you that chaos, your brain pauses, collects all the data, and then gives you its best guess of what just happened, presenting it as now. Think about it like your phone's GPS. The map looks live, but it's running on corrected signals from satellites thousands of miles away. Without those corrections, you'd drift off track by miles before you even found the restaurant. That means every sight, sound, and touch you trust as media is already an edited replay. Because this stitching happens below your awareness, it feels seamless, solid, and real. But it's not. It's a mental remix, a carefully curated version of the recent past. So, how do you ever catch a fast-moving ball or dodge danger on the highway? The answer is as wild as it is simple. You're not reacting, you're predicting. Your brain runs a powerful forecast engine called predictive processing. Based on your past experiences, the current context, and learned patterns, it models what's about to happen next. It shows you that instead, a pro tennis player doesn't see a 130-mile-per-hour serve and then decide to swing. Their body is already moving before their conscious mind even registers the ball. You do this constantly while walking, talking, or driving. Your brain is a split-second fortune teller. And when the prediction is right, it feels like reality. When it's wrong, you feel that jolt of surprise, confusion, or fear. That's just your internal model correcting itself in real time. This brings us to free will. If your perception is a prediction machine, is your choice a prediction too? Back in the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet asked volunteers to flick their wrist whenever they felt like it, and to note the exact moment they decided. Brain scans revealed something shocking. The brain began preparing the move almost half a second asterisk before asterisk people said they'd decided. More recent studies using fMRI can forecast your choice up to 7 seconds before you were even aware of making it. This unconscious buildup, called the readiness potential, suggests your decision may just be a commentary arriving late to an action that was already set in motion. You think, I chose to turn left, but your brain had already lit up the neurons to steer the car. This doesn't mean you're a robot. You can still pause, veto a bad impulse, or reflect on your actions. But it does mean the familiar sense of being the captain at the helm is, at least partly, a story and narrator explaining moves that are already underway. Just look at your morning. You wake up, grab your phone, scroll, and walk to the bathroom. At what point did you consciously decide to do any of that? Most of your day runs on autopilot habits, muscle memory, and micro-reactions. According to cell biologist Dr. Bruce Lipton, about 95% of your actions are driven by subconscious programs formed in childhood. But here's the good news. Programs can be written. One powerful hack uses your brain's theta state, that drowsy, dreamy zone right before you fall asleep. By playing carefully designed audio during this window, you can install new scripts for things like confidence, stress, resilience, or better habits. No willpower needed. No white-knuckling it. Just simple repetition at the right time. So far, we've been inside the skull. But physics adds a whole other layer. Let's talk about the famous double-slit experiment. When you fire particles at a screen with 2 slits, they create a wave pattern on the wall behind it unless you measure which slit they went through. The instant you observe them, the wave collapses into a single, definite outcome. Let's translate that. Before it's measured, reality seems to exist in a cloud of possibilities. Observation doesn't just reveal what's there. Observation actually participates in shaping it. And this isn't some new age idea. This is peer-reviewed, repeatable quantum mechanics. If your awareness can collapse infinite options into one actual result at the subatomic level, then the line between you and the world is much blurrier than you think. You're not just looking at reality. You're in it, co-creating its form, moment by moment. Cognitive scientist Donald Hoffman takes this even further. He argues that evolution didn't shape us to see the truth. It shaped us to see what keeps us alive, like the icons on your computer desktop. Your senses give you simple, colorful symbols, not the raw code underneath. You don't need to know the voltage running through the circuits to drag a file to the trash can. Colors, your brain adds them. Sounds, your brain translates vibrations. Even your sense of now is stitched together after the fact. Space and time themselves might just be the desktop, the user interface of consciousness. So, you're living in a custom UI designed for survival, not for accuracy. That matches everything we've just talked about. You live in the past, but feel present. You act before you decide, but feel free. You predict the world, but feel like you're seeing it live. You don't perceive reality. You perceive what your brain needs you to perceive to get by. Does that mean nothing matters? Absolutely not. It means what you experience is a limited version of something much, much bigger. And if even subatomic particles respond to your attention, maybe the boundaries you assume exist aren't as fixed as they seem. So here's your challenge for this week. Try 3 small experiments. First, batch your notifications. For just one day, set your phone to only deliver notifications every 30 minutes. Notice how it impacts your focus, your mood, and the quality of your choices. I bet you'll gain an extra hour of real work. Second, do an intent reset. Before you have a tough conversation, write down your why in one sentence. Something like, I want us to understand each other so we can solve this together. Watch how setting that intention changes the entire tone of the conversation. And third, feedback watch. Track one recurring loop for a week maybe. Money, food, or sleep. If you find yourself blowing $50 on snacks at the gas station again, ask what the real intent was. Was it comfort? Boredom? Try to shift that underlying need and watch the loop start to soften. These tiny tests show how your personal interface responds to attention and intention. They're small cracks in the dashboard that hint at the powerful engine running beneath. And if you're grieving a loss or fearing what comes next, remember the drone analogy. The pilot doesn't die when the drone powers down. Awareness is larger than the receiver. You don't have to force yourself to believe it just. Notice how life often behaves as if there's a deeper meaning sitting right under the math. The bottom line is this. You read not just a bag of atoms logging 78 years and 200 pounds. You read a window through which reality knows itself a field of awareness that can align with a higher order through compassion, clarity, and courage. And that's not abstract. That's as practical as it gets. If this opened the door for you, drop a comment below. Which part hit you the hardest? Brain delay, the prediction engine, or the idea of reality as a desktop? Share this with a friend who wrestles with big questions on long drives. And tap that subscribe button for more deep dives, where physics, philosophy, and everyday life meet. One last thought for your next walk. Maybe the universe isn't asking you to figure it all out. Maybe it's just asking you to participate or bring better intention into the next 5 minutes and let the system show you what opens up. See you in the next one.